Let's do the numerology for the 18th of April, 2023. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 20, and if you add the 2 and 0 together, you get the number 2. In the more modern American system of numerology, the number 2 represents balance through working in partnership. It is a number that requires us to figure out how to move with cooperation and intelligence in our world. I always find it so interesting how the American mind loves to empower the rational mind in favor of intuition and discovering the balance inside between our mind and our heart. In the yogic system, the number 2 is associated with the negative mind or critical mind. In this system, there is a warning that empowering our thoughts too much will allow the mind to become critical, judgmental, and overly analytical. When the mind is out of balance with the other internal aspects of compassion, instinct, silence, empathy, and intelligence within the body itself, then the mind can become cruel, insistent, righteous, indignant, and demeaning. The yogis believe that the mind is a servant to the soul, not the other way around. Those with less ability to observe the mind without allowing the mind to ensnare the soul will become puppets in a world filled with powerful and manipulative people. The yogis believe that negative mind is not necessarily a bad thing, as it helps us to make decisions based on logic and reason. However, when it becomes dominant and takes control over the soul, it can lead to negativity, self-doubt, and indecisiveness. It can also create a sense of separation from others, as the critical mind tends to focus on differences rather than similarities. Those that constantly find fault and criticize are exhausting to be around. Such a behavior will push others away from us. Those that constantly demand others to behave the way they want will only lead them down a path to aloneness. To work with the negative mind, it is important to cultivate a sense of balance and perspective. One way to do this is through the practice of meditation, which can help to calm the mind and cultivate a sense of detachment from thoughts and emotions. It is also helpful to practice self-compassion and self-awareness, recognizing when the negative mind is taking over, that we can learn tools that will consciously redirect us towards a more positive and productive thought pattern. As this number is the number of duality, often cultivating partnerships and relationships teach us how to observe and listen to different viewpoints, which will eventually allow us to practice diplomacy and compromise over time. That is why in the yogic system, if you are a baby soul and have not had a lot of lifetimes in this density, you will come across as negative, the number 2. As you evolve and have more lifetimes, eventually you become positive, the number 3. And as you continue to develop objectivity and discernment, one eventually becomes neutral, the number 4. Thanks, everyone.